Hi, guys.
What's going on? It's been a minute and we are back here. And guess what? Jamie came back down. She came back down.
He allowed me to come back downstairs.
Allowed.
To the dungeon.
Allowed. She came back down on her own volition. She normally doesn't want anything to do because we are hiding most of the disaster down here from you. It's on the other side of the screen. I've just shoved the madness to one side of the room. But anyways, we're here because we've been tagged again, right?
Yeah, we have been tagged again. And I got to tell you, I had a lot of fun with the first challenge.
Yeah.
And I love this one as well.
Yep. And this time, we're going to talk horror movies.
Yep.
So,
by the way, we were challenged by the Hallowmaniacs.
Yep.
They challenged us, so we're going to get on it.
All right, we're going to try not to disappoint and live up to the standards. They set a high bar. So, we're going to try to meet that bar here, but we'll be back and we'll get into horror movies.
Horror movies.
All right. And we're going to have some more folks to tag and pass the madness along. So stay tuned.
So guys, we're doing it a little different this time. Last time we kind of went back and forth. I'm going to go through, there is 10 questions. Technically, but there is possible 11 bonus where we could choose whatever horror genre we want to talk about.
Customize. It's optional.
Yes.
It's optional.
It's optional.
Yeah.
So I'll be honest with you guys. I am a person that I like a lot of things and I don't always have a favorite because I like so many. So I went through the list and kind of went back and looked, and then I also forget about some that I really do love. So I'm pulling some oldie but goodies on these. And also I get to go first, so
she gets to cheat
a little bit.
Yeah.
So David's gonna read them off.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the interviewing, the Gestapo.
And I got my little cheat sheet.
Yeah, cheating sheets. Yes. She went and hid in a room and took all the answers she thought I may want to have.
No.
All right. Well, we'll get into this. So what we're going to be discussing is some of our favorite horror movies, and we're going to go by categories. So first off, we are going to start with we're going to start with something different here. And what would you say, Jamie, is your favorite creature feature?
No, I have them in order.
I messed you up. See, look at that.
Okay, so creature feature was actually one of those ones I thought, oh, this is really going to throw me off. I was asking David, and I'm like, creature feature. He's like, Jaws could be one, Cujo. I was like, oh, okay. But then when I Googled like horror creature feature, one popped up that is one of my favorites, which is Pet Sematary.
Good answer.
We're going way back. I even wrote down the year. So Pet Sematary, I like the original, the first one.
Here.
I'm a very original girl. Like, I have a hard time seeing when they redo something. I really do.
Although some of those redos have been pretty phenomenal.
I will say that, but it was 1989.
Good year.
The Ramones.
They didn't want to be buried in the pet cemetery.
Exactly.
They didn't want to live their life again.
That little boy in that movie, Gabe, that was so creepy. The cat just kept coming back, smelling, and like I could smell it through the refrigerator.
The refrigerator. If there's a cat in the refrigerator, guys, go check right now and make sure there isn't one.
But that was definitely one of those ones. My mom was a huge horror fan, you guys. So I literally, and don't come at her because she's no longer here, but I was watching horror films like when I was little. So I've grown up with horror films.
She was preparing you for your demented husband that you have now. So
I really think she was.
Yeah.
She really was. Yeah. But yes, so that is my answer, Pet Sematary. And if you have not seen it, the original one, go check it out. Pet Sematary, 1989.
It was the darling of Blockbuster Video if you were able to get a copy.
Yes.
Yep. All right. Well, that was our creature feature. So we're going to move into the next category. The next category here is, what is your favorite holiday horror movie?
Okay, so I thought about this, and at first I was going to throw out there Krampus, right? And then David and I, one of our new holiday favorites, or we feel like we're going to put it into our playlist, Thanksgiving, but that's not what I went with. I went with Trick or Treat, you guys. Yes, Hallowmaniacs, if you watch theirs, I believe he might have chose that, but Trick or Treat is the perfect Halloween movie. Yes, there's Michael Myers. I know, Halloween, how could you not go with that? But I'm going with Trick or Treat. And I don't know, I don't have the year on that one. If you have not seen that, you guys, that's a must. I turned David on to Trick or Treat.
True.
And he absolutely loves it now.
Yep. Yeah, it is canon. Oh, and by the way, Hallowmaniacs, just so you know, we're pretty tight with Sam. So we kind of got the we kind of got the exclusive inside scoop with Sam. Where Sam's the homie, just so you know. So we can always take that answer because we got the VIP backstage pass with Sam. So, but anyways, okay. So now let's move on to another category. This one's really neat. I'm going to go favorite horror black and white film.
Okay. So that was a little tricky for me at first, but the first thing that really did come to my mind was The Birds. I mean, that's an old-time classic horror movie, right?
Yep.
Like, is that not the scariest? All those birds just start showing up and pecking. Can you imagine a bird pecking out your eyes? Like, I just can't. So
they were crows too, weren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
Poor crows.
They're crows, or would they be ravens?
No, ravens are much bigger. They are much bigger.
Okay, so then it was crows.
Yeah.
But, well, honestly, I think it might have been a bunch of different birds.
It could have been, yeah.
But that's what came to me. I know a lot of people would probably say, like, Psycho, the original, because that's... But The Birds...
I like that.
Thumbs up.
OG.
Yep.
And this Mr. Alfred Hitchcock.
Yes.
Who we owe a debt to because he's like a spooky godfather.
Yes,
him and
he
Vincent
is.
Price, those two guys.
The two of them.
Yep. Awesome. All right. And by the way, the cool thing we're going to do now is whoever is the question asker gets to mix up the order of how these questions. So we're not going to answer them in the same fashion. So that's the cool thing.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go to a fun one that everybody wants to dip into, and we're going to go favorite zombie film.
This is a no-brainer for me. Zombieland.
I knew it.
I'm sorry, because I know this is probably one of David's, but I know he has some other good zombie movies.
I do.
I'm so sorry.
That's because you stole my answer.
That's not why. I do love Zombieland. I love Woody Harrelson. He's one of the best. I truly believe that. I've loved him ever since Cheers, okay? But Zombieland, if you have not seen that, this is a must. It's also funny. And it has Bill Murray in there.
For a while.
You cannot go wrong with this movie.
No, that's fair. That's fair.
It's comedic, and you got the zombies.
Yeah. Yep. And it's the only zombie movie that really gives you proper rules for how to survive. So
also, my girl is in there. The girl. What's her name?
Emma? Yeah, Emma something.
Yeah.
You guys know. Fill in the blanks.
You're right.
Emma who?
Right.
Yeah, I can't think. All right. Let's get to the next one. All right. This is one of my personal faves. So I'm going to go favorite werewolf movie.
Okay. Werewolf movie was... That was tough.
Mm-hmm.
That was tough.
Yeah.
You got Silver Bullet, which is a long time ago.
You're going to steal one out.
No.
I can just feel
No,
it.
I'm not. The one I think I'm going to go with, I don't think you chose.
Okay.
I really do.
All right.
Underworld.
Okay.
You guys, and this really could go also as vampires. There was something about the vampires and the werewolves, and I loved that movie. And then you have, what did they come together? They were lichens.
Yeah, lichens. The lichens versus
Right?
the vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they call a werewolf, right?
Well,
a lichen.
yeah.
But then they mixed.
Lycanthropy is a stage of becoming a werewolf.
But then they mixed.
Yeah.
And so you got the werewolf vampire.
Yeah. Yep.
Which I just gave you the end of the story. But
spoiler alert.
Underworld, very good, action-packed, werewolves, vampires, all the good stuff, if you have not seen it.
And I think those werewolves and vampires were way more fashionable than the ones in Twilight. Just so you know, way more fashionable. But I'm not biased. All right. What's our next one here? We're going to go a tough one here. This is a tough one. I'm going to go favorite psychological horror.
This one, you guys, when I was looking up, because I really did, I really struggled. Like, I couldn't really think of. But then as I started looking through the films, and soon as I saw this, I said, Jamie, how could you forget this movie? Split. What is the guy's name again?
James McAvoy.
Oh, man.
Robbed for not getting an Oscar for that performance.
Let me tell you, if you have not seen Split, you guys, it's absolutely amazing. He has several, like 10, 15 personalities or something, and he plays each one to a T. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. I thought about Silence of the Lambs, but then I was like, nope. As much as I love Silence of the Lambs, the Split has... Silence of the Lambs has nothing on Split. Like, I feel like it was that good.
Yeah.
So...
I remember watching that in the theater and feeling like literally uncomfortable in certain scenes because of how well his performance was.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
Yeah.
He was brilliant.
Yep. Good pick. Just so you know, Jamie found my stash of notes, stole all of my answers. So I just want you guys to know what has happened here. I'll do a better job of locking up my answers. All right. Okay. So here's a fun one here. Favorite science fiction horror film.
So I'm going way back on this one.
Okay.
This is like my mom brought this to me. Way back in the day. I was little when this came out. The Thing.
Yeah.
So good. To me, because The Thing came out before Aliens, right?
Yes.
Okay, The Thing was, I looked up the date, it's 1982, you guys.
Yeah.
So I was literally 7 years old. You want to talk about creepy? Like, that's a movie, and the guy that plays, what is the main guy? What is his name?
Wasn't it? I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
I cannot think of his name.
Yeah.
If any of you know who the main guy was. In The Thing.
I almost said Kurt Russell. Way off.
He looks like him, though.
He kind of doesn't.
Like him.
But yeah. And they all the guys had the same haircut and beard and mustache back then.
But very good with aliens in there. It's definitely one to go back and check it out if you've never seen it. Any of my younger subscribers that are watching on here and you have not seen The Thing, go back and watch it.
I would say it was ahead of its time, too.
I
because
agree.
some of the imagery was really like nightmare fuel. It was like, oh my gosh, what made you think of this?
Well, that's why I feel like Aliens got some of their... ideas kind of from there. Don't you feel that way?
No, because Geiger's a different type of animal.
Okay.
H.R. Geiger's a different type of animal.
I don't know.
But I take
Aliens
nothing.
Is amazing.
I take nothing from the SFX for The Thing. Was just it still holds up to this day. Like you look at it and you go, man, that's crazy that you think that was 1982 and they pulled that off. It was really,
my mom, that was one of her favorites. So
Good pick.
I knew right off the bat when I saw that.
Good pick. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the deep roots now of, to me, what I love the most about horror. But we will now talk about favorite paranormal horror.
You guys, once again, I know I'm saying this for everyone, but the paranormal, there is a lot of good ones out there.
Yes.
Is there not?
Yes.
A lot of good ones, but Insidious would have to be mine. Because you know what? I actually, and I know some people are going to give me slack on this, but I really liked also Paranormal Activity.
Same director, James
I
Wan.
really loved that movie. I'll tell you what, that movie spooked me, but Insidious, the music that he uses in his movies, the scores, is that what it's called, right?
Yep.
The scores just intensifies. I'll tell you, every time we watch one of those movies, I'm like, David, walk me upstairs. Like, I still get creeped out a little bit, like if the door's open or whatever. So Insidious, hands down.
That's an answer we were ready to arm wrestle over, because I gotta tell you,
go ahead.
James Wan, to me, started to do things in the horror genre that I felt like had basically went extinct. I think we've gotten so dependent on slashers and hack and slash, blood, guts, and gore. Mm-hmm. And you know what? That's cool, but at the same time, it feels like it's very unoriginal.
Yeah.
So I think it takes a lot of talent to set up a scene, to pick the right kind of music in the background, to find the right angle, to find the right lighting. All of those things are like a concert. If you think of an orchestra and what it takes to make a symphony, really, that's what it takes to make a good horror scene. And James Wan, to me, renewed my faith that people could do that, because I had lost the whole, mojo for horror. I thought most horror was just bad. So
yeah, he actually had, David went for a very long time. He did not watch horror movies. Yep. Like I would say, let's go see a horror movie in the theaters. He didn't want to until my oldest told David about Insidious, and he said, I think you really should watch this. I think it creeped him out. It creeped my oldest out, and he doesn't always get creeped out. Things just don't like that typically bother him, but it bothered him. Yeah. It really bothered him. And at the time, I think Javon was sleeping in the basement, right? Oh, yeah. His room was in the basement. Yeah. He was creeped out, you guys.
And all it takes is a Tiny Tim tiptoe through the tulips. That's what'll do it every time. Tiny Tim is creepy to begin with. But I think James Wan literally changed the game in the way people score horror movies, because he was doing something different, and you had never heard that kind of score before. But I won't digress, because I'll fanboy too hard on that. All right, so the next category is very similar, but this one is going to be favorite possession or exorcism movie. And I know Jamie didn't take my answer on this, because I had one stored in the revenue back in the back.
I think I'm going to go with another one. If I had to pick a couple horror movies to say they were my favorite, Insidious would, if I had to pick, Insidious is definitely one of them, but The Conjuring. Yeah. I love The Conjuring movies.
Yep.
I guess like David said, the whole way they film it, it just keeps you kind of on your seat, like that uneasy feeling, like you're like, what's going to happen? Like you're not sure. And a lot of those movies like that, is it all the same guy? The same director?
James Wan, yep.
See? Yep. So I guess David's right. I guess I am a James Wan fangirl, because I don't know, is that a good thing to say, fangirl?
Yeah, it's okay.
But anyways, The Conjuring. And so that's a good one for you guys to check out, which I think most people probably have seen that.
Okay. All right. Now this one is really going to strike your fancy. Favorite vampire movie.
Okay. This was hard. I actually have a couple answers for this one. My young teenage girl self loves The Lost Boys.
Your adult self could like The Lost Boys too. They're pretty
I
cool.
will still watch it. Like if it pops up on the TV, I will watch it wherever it's at. Michael.
They're just noodles, Michael.
They're just noodles. And back in the day, Corey Haim was... Well, no, I really liked Corey Haim.
Oh, yeah.
The blonde, which he's no longer here with us.
Yeah.
But I loved him. But I also loved Interview with a Vampire. I love that movie. And what else did I put? Fright Night. I'm going way back. Fright Night was another good one. So those are, honestly, when I was looking for vampire movies, I was like, yeah, I'm just going to say all three of those.
Okay.
I'm not choosing one.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Okay. So
I can do that.
So I think we've hit all of the categories. We've hit black and white. We've hit vampire. We've hit werewolf. We've hit creature feature, paranormal, zombie, possession or exorcism, holiday, psychological horror, science fiction. And if you would like to exercise your option to do a custom category?
Sure.
Okay. All right. There you go.
I didn't actually research this one. So I'm going by a fly. I'm trying to think of one of the movies that when I was a teenager, me and a couple of my girlfriends went to see, because most of the time my mom would take me or take us. This was us going on our own. And Candyman was, there was something about his voice. And let me tell you, I was scared of mirrors for a while of Candyman. The one friend that I took got so scared, she literally looked like she should have been in a movie because she took her popcorn and threw it up over her head. Because this was Danielle.
Oh, wow.
Danielle did this. Because Danielle, at the time, was not a horror. Like, she didn't like scary or anything. I don't know if she still does, but...
And now she's all Miss McCard.
But I would have to say Candyman. And I feel like that was a fun...
Wait, that's the second time you said it. You better be careful.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
That movie was a good movie. And it's sad because he's gone now.
Rest in peace, Tony Todd.
We just lost him, right?
We just watched the last movie that he did. Unfortunately, it was absolutely terrible, but it was funny, kind of. Yeah. And that was the Final Destination. But yeah, that was actually, he looked sick in that too. You
definitely, that was a good one.
All right, fair enough. All right, guys. Drop some comments. What do you think of Jamie's entries here? Even though some of them were stolen.
No, they weren't. I didn't steal them. I swear. I swear.
All right. I guess it's my turn to get in the hot seat.
It's his turn. Hot seat.
Nice. All right. I guess I'm up now, guys. We're going to see what kind of Gestapo I will be put under. Jamie has ways of making you talk.
All right. So guess what I'm going to do?
What you going to do?
We're going to do, are you doing number 11?
I don't know.
Custom?
I don't know. You start me off with that?
Yep.
Should
I wait?
Yeah, let's wait on that.
Dang it.
I'm called judges. Can I get a pass on that?
Okay.
Judges said yeah. They said yeah.
All right. Okay. We'll go with favorite zombie film.
Favorite zombie film. So you took Zombieland, which I do love Zombieland.
Babe, it's okay if we both love the same thing.
Oh, it's not okay. We got a bar to hit. The Holomaniac set a high bar. We can't be coming in low. We got to come in high and meet the bar.
We can like the same things.
Yeah, we could. But I'm going to go with 28 Days Later.
Oh, that's a good one.
When I first saw 28 Days Later, it was refreshing because I don't think Walking Dead had come out, and it was the first zombie movie that for the first time made me think, wait a minute, what if this really did happen? All of the zombie movies have been fantastical, and you kind of have this feeling of ridiculousness in the back of your mind if you watch Night of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead and all that stuff. Romero was the first one to shock and awe people with the black and white. Speaking of which, I'm not going to use that. I almost gave away an answer. But anyway, I felt like that was the first time I saw a zombie movie that was a little more intense. It had a lot more dramatic flair to where it wasn't just this mindless transaction of killing zombies. You know, that was the first time I saw a zombie movie where somebody's loved one had gotten turned and they had to make a tough decision, you know, knowing that. So it just had a little more intensity. So 28 Days Later, I'll definitely throw that one in the ring.
All right.
Yep.
That is a good one.
Yep.
Your favorite holiday movie?
Favorite holiday movie? Since you didn't take this, and this is fresh in my mind right now, and I'm kind of a late bloomer, like Jamie alluded to. I had really kind of gotten away from horror because it just got too disappointing, and I felt like everything was cliche, and I felt like I was watching a rehash of the same stuff over and over, especially with the slashers. It was just like, oh my God, it's a machete, it's an axe, oh, his head got chopped off. I got tired of that. So little by little, you had a few films that came out that I didn't give credence to that I probably should have. One of those was Krampus. Mm-hmm. And I just recently watched that, which is crazy to even think of.
Was it last Christmas?
Yeah, I think we just watched it for the first time. But, you know, I really was like kind of the same, not as great of a feeling as I got watching Trick or Treat, but still it was kind of like it had all these elements of fun, just kind of, fantastical, but at the same time dark, but funny. It was just very entertaining and I enjoyed it. And I was like, I want to see more horror films done that way. But anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox. Krampus, that was one I'll throw in there for holiday movies.
Yeah, I love Krampus as well.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go with Exorcist or Possession, right?
Oh, favorite Exorcism or Possession movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of had this one henpecked in the back of my mind.
Okay.
I got to be careful. If I think too loud, Jamie will catch it. She'll catch it. I try not to think too loud. She'll be like, I hear you thinking over there. So, this one is fresh. Once again, another one fresh on my mind. And, I'm going to go with The First Omen. And there was a scene in that taxi cab, if you've seen the movie, where she became possessed right before she was about to give birth to the Antichrist. Spoiler alert. Sorry, I'm about to blow it for you. But let me tell you, that performance gave me goosebumps. It made the hair on my arm stand up because I was like, that was crazy. I remember watching it in the theater and going, oh my gosh. Great movie, by the way. Probably one of the best horror films. And that just
came out, what?
2 years ago, I think? Was it 2 years ago? Maybe 2 years now? Fantastic movie. Chef's kiss. That's what horror is. But that scene is so riveting. It really, if you haven't seen it, my goodness, it just blew me away. And so that scene definitely I will pick as my favorite horror possession movie. The First Omen, and I highly recommend it. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
All right. That was a good one.
Paranormal?
Yes, thank you.
Paranorman? No.
Yeah. Paranormal?
I did like Paranormal.
That was good.
Yeah. Paranormal. So for this one, Jamie took pretty much one I wanted here. So this was tough, but I'm going to go old school. And I'm going to go Amityville Horror.
Oh, that's good.
That was one I grew up with. And,
good answer.
And fun fact, if you do a little more research, because that was based on a true story, even though, I always think you got to throw some salt on that, based on a true story. But if you actually research the actual family, you find out that they were involved in the occult, which really, I'm glad they didn't play that spin in the movie because it would have taken all of the fear out of it because you'd have been like, these people asked for this. But yeah, the family was actually involved in the occult. So fun fact that they kind of were already kind of opening up doorways for things that they shouldn't have been messing with. So anyways, but Amityville Horror. Yeah, that goes back to childhood. So
that's good.
Yep.
All right. Psychological.
Psychological. This is also a hard one for me. The reason psychological is hard for me because I'm not a big fan of psychological horror. Most of the time when I want to see horror, I want to see horror. And I like thrillers too, don't get me wrong, but I don't like the mix of genre. I like just pure horror. Like, just give me the unadulterated horror. I don't want it to be a mind trip, because that's, to me, something different. But with that being said, I'm going to go with Pan's Labyrinth, because Pan's Labyrinth was a kid who's going through severe PTSD and was escaping to someplace in his head. And that's where I first got a chance to see the work of Guillermo del Toro. Just insane mind for creation, and the creatures he created. Those scenes were just beautifully shot, and the creatures he made were amazing. And I think that movie won an award, well deserved. But Pan's Labyrinth and it was a really intense film, because I think it had to do with the time of war and a portion of the world. So there was some real dark imagery in there, but just, that was, if I'm going to say psychological horror, that was the one I really enjoyed.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Science fiction horror.
Science fiction. And she went right to the thing. I was like, man, oh man, she went right to the thing. But you know what I'm going to do? I understand that, and she has every right to. There's a few that come to my mind right off the bat as classic, but nothing, I can't forget the feeling I had when Aliens 2 came out. Aliens 1 was just more of kind of creep out, disgusting kind, but Aliens 2 was like a roller coaster ride. I still remember Bill Paxton going, "Game over, man." You know what I mean? It was so visceral. It wouldn't stop. It was like from the opening credits, it was on the minute those sensors went off. But Aliens 2, definitely, as far as sci-fi goes, I think that was probably one of the most fun horror sci-fi movies I've ever gone to see. And I just remember my friends, it was like a party, because we didn't know what to expect next. And we had so much fun watching that movie and being frightened by it. You know what I mean? But it was fun.
Yep. All right. Okay. Creature feature. So this one, as Jamie said, is a tough one here.
It was.
But, I'm just going to think the immortal words of MJ. Just call my name and I'll be there. Because Ben was a kid's best friend. Ben. Yes. We're going to talk about
rats.
The old loyal rats. Ben. Yeah, I love that movie. I don't want to say it was scary. I guess elements of it was scary, but I just, I think all of us wanted to be that kid who could call our friend Ben when people were making us mad. So, but yeah, that one sticks out for creature feature for me.
All right. How about a black and white?
Black and white. This is tough because this is going to split me down the middle, even though I'm going to do it anyway, though. I'm going to go with the original Nosferatu.
Oh.
I did see the new one. And there were things about it that I liked, but overall, I felt like it was very mid. I know some people were going to be very angry hearing me say that. But the reason I'm going to say that, before I get all the vitriol, the reason I say that is because I felt like the performances were not strong where they needed to be. Nicholas Hoult was great, but your lead vampire I thought was terrible. I'm sorry. Mr. Skarsgård was terrible.
And we love him.
Yeah, and I do love him. He's great as Pennywise, but he was just terrible. The accent was terrible. Having to sit through that accent for almost 2.5 or more hours was almost like torture. It was really bad. But Nicholas Hoult was great. The guy who played Renfield was great. I thought Johnny Depp's daughter was trying very hard, but I didn't feel convinced. So yeah, I'm sorry if I upset people. But the original Nosferatu, creepy as all get up and get out.
Yeah,
and it was creepy. A silent film on top of that. It was black and white.
Creepy.
Oh man, I just remember
scary.
Just seeing those scenes would just terrify me, because it was just like, oh my gosh. And you know what? I love that, because we're so enthralled with vampires being these high fashion, beautiful, alluring, tempting. But this is the first time you see a vampire as just this terrifying creature.
Yeah, he was
It's a
creepy.
creature, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm going to go
speaking of vampires, that's what we're going to go to next.
All right, we're going to go there. So I'm going to go, this movie is in connection with that, even though it kind of plays a role. They're not connected, but I'm my favorite vampire movie was the one that actually scared me. There have been very few vampire movies that
I
scared
already
me.
know what you're gonna say.
But when I was growing up, and Jamie knows, Salem's Lot, man.
Yeah.
Salem's Lot. That movie left a stain on me. I remember watching it with my dad, and my dad going, "Man, this is some creepy stuff, man." And when the person who protects you is scared, that just makes it even more frightening. So, yeah, I remember that movie leaving a real stain on me. Just that whole scene where the boy's tapping at the window. He's outside wanting to let his friend to let him in. Just so much imagery that was just super creeped out.
So,
yeah.
Tell them a little bit. We did Salem's Lot as an outside movie last year.
We did. Yeah,
and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, we did. HBO Max released a remake of Salem's Lot, and of course, I was very, very hesitant to want to see it because that's a movie that I have a lot of affinity for. But I will tell you what, there's a lot of naysayers out there. I enjoyed it. We had a movie night outside, put our big screen up, had a bunch of friends over. We watched it, and I was worried because Jamie's friend Patty was over, and she is not a horror movie person.
Not at all.
And I was sitting here going, why did you come to watch a horror movie with us? So I had to make jokes through the whole thing to really soften it.
Actually.
Yeah. So I kept making jokes. So I was like, I don't want her to get freaked out. So, but anyway, yeah, Salem's Lot, favorite vampire movie.
So I saved this one for last because I know this is your favorite creature out there, werewolves.
I love werewolves.
That's your thing.
And I told you guys know this about
David is a werewolf. Didn't you guys know that? I call him that.
Yes.
He's a werewolf.
Especially when I don't shave.
Right.
But yeah, you guys, if you know me, I've let you in already. As a kid, I wanted to be a werewolf. I always thought werewolves were the coolest things ever. They're just super cool. But I'm gonna go ahead and take Jamie's lead here. Still a few. Obviously, without saying, American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
One of the greatest werewolf movies of all time.
I didn't take that because I knew you were going to take that.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest.
American Werewolf in London. One of the greatest werewolf movies. John Landis, Chef's Kiss. Amazing movie. Loved it. Still watch it. We watched it not too long ago.
Yeah, we watched it last year.
Still fun to watch. And then I'm going to go with another one because I don't want to stop there because, I love werewolves. And sadly to say, there's not a lot of good werewolf movies out there. There are some good ones, but there's a lot of them that aren't good at all. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, one that my mom really loved, and I don't know if you shared this with her, was Howling.
The Howling was cool.
That scared her because we had Doberman Pinschers at the time.
And they kind of look like them. When
she got home the one night, the dog didn't notice her at first and was kind of growling. She ended up leaving the house and going and staying the night at her friend's because us kids were at our dad's.
Oh, yeah.
So she went and stayed with her girlfriend that night because she knew it was the dog, but it had scared her because she went to the movies to see it by herself.
Well, that was a Doberman, too. You want to take them seriously. So, but I did like The Howling, but the other one that stood out for me, and I loved it because it was a throwback and a homage to the old Universal, and that was the Wolfman with Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, that was good.
So good. So I remember seeing that, and I just smiled the whole movie. I smiled the whole movie because it just gave you those nostalgic vibes, and I love the makeup. I love the way they filmed it, and it was actually bloodier than I would have thought it was going to be. But really cool. So yes, werewolf movies.
Like I said, I saved that one. I knew because that's one of your favorites. But did
we go through all of them? I'm trying to think. Let's see.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm missing one.
No, I did the 11. That's
okay.
It.
All right. No, I can't think of any bonus material.
Nothing that you're like, oh, I really love this, but it didn't really fit any of those genres.
Because I felt like I focused so heavy on trying to alternate my answers because I lost some good ones. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. I'm gonna go. I don't want to force it.
It. You loved it.
I love it. I love it.
Not the original. This is David's thing. David didn't love the original.
I did like the original.
I love the original.
Okay, hold on.
Love Penny. There is Tim Curry as it.
Please let me clear my good name.
Okay.
I didn't say I didn't love it. I said it didn't age well. It didn't age well, and it didn't. Because, and she and Jamie can even be honest, we watched it at one point and it was just like, man, this is terrible.
I didn't say terrible.
But when I was a kid in school, I remember the teachers passing these little pamphlets around to our parents saying it may not be a good idea to let your kids watch this miniseries because it was made for TV.
Miniseries.
Yeah, it was a miniseries on TV. And they're like, we don't think it's a good idea.
Oh.
And of course, that just was like, oh, it's a great idea now. Teachers telling me don't do it.
Hey, your mom probably would have read that and been like, you can't watch that. My mom was like,
my mom didn't know. My mom didn't know. That note stayed inside my backpack and I did watch it. But I will say this, that it was one of those ones where when the remake came, it was refreshing because it was like, they were like, I really felt like they said, hey, we're going to take this and we're going to push it up a notch. Because when we went to see that in the theater,
it was good.
I was like, man, this is intense. It was
really good.
That one, I still love that garage scene where they're watching the film and he starts. It's so, the way they filmed that scene was so intense that I really felt myself like rearing back in my seat because I felt like it was.
What's the guy's name again that played him?
Skarsgård.
Yes.
Is it Bill Skarsgård? Yeah.
I don't know if it's Bill.
I think it's Bill because there's
Bill's
two brothers.
The older one, right?
No, I don't think so.
Comment below if you guys know.
Yeah, if you know the Skarsgård brothers, which one is the oldest and the youngest? Great. I mean, and we'll, I won't go any more sidebars, but I have to say this Bram Stoker's, I would have thrown that in there as a great vampire movie, only because there were two greats in there. I'm a huge Gary Oldman fan, and I am a huge Anthony Hopkins fan. Yes. And the fact that they both were on the screen together, and I don't know why Keanu Reeves was on the screen with them.
But you know what? He's part of a.
He held his place well enough, but you could definitely see he was outmatched. He was way overmatched in that. But yeah, great film. But anyway. This is it, guys. This is what we got going on. We are now going to tag some folks.
Yeah.
So Jamie, is there anybody you can think of that you want to tag right now to say, hey, you're it? Tell us your favorite horrors.
I gotta say one thing. Hallomaniacs, if you're watching, you stole our people. Jay and Val, those are our people. No, I'm just kidding. Hallomaniacs, that's okay. We actually have other people we could pick. I'm actually going to pick this time, if they watch, Nora and Tyler.
Oh, the Scare Factor. ScareFactor.com.
I'm gonna call them out because you know what? I know they love some horror movies, and I would love to hear their answers to these questions.
Absolutely. I love to hear that. Yeah. And by the way, we're still salty that you went to K-Pot and didn't bring us with you. Still salty, you know what I mean? Eating some good Korean food, and I had to just hear about it. Not even no smell-o-vision.
We still haven't even went, which
I know, which is crazy because we live right next to it. But anyway, yes, Tyler and Nora, tag your it. We want to know your favorite horror movies. And you saw the format here. You've got to follow those different categories. And if you want, I will put that in the description, in the link or whatever you call that. Yeah. You know, when you start pointing down, I'm an old guy. I'm a point down. Somewhere down there, we're going to put a description in there.
All right, who are you tagging?
Who am I tagging? All right, let's go. I'm going to go because I know he's got some great answers. I'm going to go with the man from Indiana, Cobwebs and Candlesticks, Mr. Keith Runnick. Mr. Keith Runnick, run it. Let's see what your favorite horror movies are. And we want to know because I know that all those horror movies have created those insane creations that you come up with. If you haven't seen Mr. Cobwebs and Candlesticks,
you guys, he's amazing.
Go subscribe.
I love Cobwebs and Candlesticks.
Yep. And he vended at Midwest Haunters Convention. We saw him the first time at Fear Expo, but he wasn't vending there the first time we were there. But his creations are absolutely insane.
Yes.
So you'll know what I mean now when you say we want to go into the mind of Cobwebs and find out what movies have inspired, the creations that he comes up with, because he comes up with some really wild stuff. So Mr. Cobwebs and Candlesticks. And also, if you are a fan of haunted houses, we talked about the Scare Factor, Tyler and Nora. These guys, I don't know how they do it. I don't know if they have caffeine running through their blood.
I think they do.
They do not miss a haunted house. I mean, I'm one day they're in New York, the next day they're in Texas. I'm like, how'd you get there? How'd you get there? You were just... So anyway, but they check out some of the coolest haunted houses around the country and give you an opportunity to see behind the scenes. So definitely go check out Scare Factor. Great channel, super entertaining too. They'll make you laugh, they'll make you jump, and all that fun stuff. And by the way, keep those spiders away from Nora. All right. Can you think of anybody else, Jamie?
You know what? I'm sitting here trying to think of who we watch.
All right. Well, I think I've got another one.
Okay.
I think I got another one.
Because we're trying not to do the same people that we did the last time.
Yeah.
Because we know this circle is going to tag some of those people.
Yep. I can think of a few here. Let's dig in here.
Dig in.
I'm gonna go. All right, there is my next throwdown. We're gonna try to come up with two more. We gotta come up with two more.
Two more. Okay. Well, I want to say. You know who I want to say?
Who do you want to say?
Your brother from another mother. I want to say him, but I know he's not actually a huge.
This is true.
Horror fan.
The Halloween Don is not a horror fan.
He is not a huge horror fan. So Halloween Dan, if you're watching this, you know what? I'd like to hear your friendly horror picks.
So what she's saying, Dan, is she's saying dig down deep, Dan. Come on, Dan, I believe in you. Go ahead, show me your mean face, dig down deep, and let's hear about some of your favorite horror flicks. I know there's something in there, and I know you don't do...
There's gotta be some.
There's something in there.
And you know what? I would love to hear if there's something maybe that was in the UK that we maybe didn't see.
There's a possibility.
Is that possible?
Yeah, there's a possibility.
So maybe something like that would be cool, because then I would go look it up, and maybe David and that would be a movie night.
All right, Halloween Dan, there it is. Challenge, gauntlet thrown. And I'm going to tell you to dig down deep. Everybody's rooting for you. You can do it. Go steal some answers. Call Scare Dad and tell him to help you out with this. Matter of fact, I'm going to say we want Scare Dad and Halloween Dan to team up.
Oh, yes!
Because, Dan may need a lifeline, Nate, so I need you to help him out,
that
okay?
That would be great. I like that.
So, Scare Dad, you jump in there and you help Dan get this done, because Dan may have maybe 3. I don't know. But anyway, you help him out. You guys team up like Voltron, and let's hear about your...
that, especially since they do the thing together. I love it.
There you go. So, yeah, there was that middle-aged men into hunts, or middle-aged... Forgive me for messing that up. I want both of you guys in there. The gauntlet's been thrown. There it is. 11 categories. Pick your faves. All right, there it is. Okay. So we got a twofer there.
That's a two for one.
That's a 2 for 1. So
one more.
One more. I'm gonna go because I think this guy could use a distraction if you're able to. If you can't, I get it. But I think you could use a distraction right now, something to get your mind off of things that may not be so phenomenal. But Mr. Glenn, we are picking you. And if you haven't seen, Glenn's a great home haunter. And you can go check out his channel here. I'm dropping that in there, so check him out, check out his channel. But Glenn, what we want you to do is we want you to let us know your favorite horror in these categories. I know you got some good ones, once again, but hopefully this will provide a nice little distraction for you to get your mind away from things.
About Roosevelt?
Yep, Roosevelt Cemetery.
Thank you. See, I do know all the names.
See that? Yep. Yes. Roosevelt Cemetery, Mr. Glenn from Roosevelt Cemetery.
I just supported his cause.
There you go. And so if you get some time when the waters are calm, we're throwing the challenge out your way. Let us know some of your favorite horror movies in these categories, all 11, which will be in the description. So that's it. We've tagged everybody, right?
Yep.
Okay.
We're good.
All right, we're good. All right, so I think we are done here, right?
I think so.
I think so. So guess what? We're done, and I guess we will see you the next spooky event.
Yep. Bye, guys.